Welcome to part 2 of the major scale. In the first video, if you haven't watched it, please go check it out. I talked about how each major scale is constructed and how you can visualize that on the neck of the guitar along a single string. And I described that in terms of musical whole steps and half steps. In this video, I'm going to be talking more about what notes are involved in each major scale and why we end up with the sharps and flats that we do in any given key. I'm going to quickly just once reference the piano keyboard. So if you look at the keys of a piano or a keyboard, what you'll see are black and white keys. The white keys are the natural notes. So A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. The black keys are the sharp or flat notes. It depends on where you'll find them in whatever piece of music as to whether or not they will be sharp or flat. Hopefully this is going to clear up a little confusion as far as that goes too. Now, looking at a piano keyboard, what you will see are two pairs of white keys that do not have a black key in between them. Those pairs are B and C and E and F. So there is only a half step between each of those pairs of natural notes, but there is a whole step between any other natural note and the next higher or lower natural note, with those two exceptions. So I'm going to do this first. I'll start with the key of C, which I demonstrated in video 1. So I'm going to start first fret on the second string here. So this is a C note. Now remember, we have to follow the whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half pattern for this to be a major scale. Now, there's a couple other pretty simple and straightforward rules that have to be followed when you construct a major scale. One of which is that every letter name in the musical alphabet will be used, and in order. So our musical alphabet goes A through G, and then it just starts over again. All of those letters will be used in every diatonic or 7-note major scale. Now, so if we start on C, first fret, second string, we have to go a whole step for our next note. So C is our root. Our second note will be one whole step above C. This happens to be a D. All good. We have to go another whole step for our next note, which is E. Then we need a half step. So just one fret here. Now this is one of those pairs I mentioned, E to F. So there we go. We need another whole step here. That'll take us to G. Another whole step, and it's a whole step from G to A. One last whole step going from A to B here. Remember that this 12th fret double dot fret is an octave of the open string. So this is the B string. So this 12th fret is B. Then one last half step takes us to C. Now, C is the only major scale or major key that has no sharps or flats in it. So on a keyboard, you would play C major by starting on a C note, a C key, and just playing all the white keys. Okay, let's go with a trickier one here. Let's say the key of A. So I'm going to start on the open 5th string, which is A. Now I have to go a whole step to my next note. So from 0 to the first fret is a half step. So from the open string to the second fret is a whole step. That takes me to B. Now, in order for this to be a major scale, I need to go a whole step here. But as I mentioned, there is only a half step from a B to a C. So we're skipping right over that C and we're going up here. Now, the letter name of our note, because we're in A major, has to go A, B, C, but in this case, it's going to be a C sharp. So the sharp, musically, will raise a note up by a half step, or one fret on a guitar. So to follow our rules, every letter name used once, only once, and in order, along with following our major scale construction, we're going whole, whole, so A, B, C sharp here. Now I need a half step. Now that's a D. So here was C, there is D. There's that whole step from C to D, But once I make this a C sharp, then my D is still right there. I've got that half step I need. So far, A, B, C sharp, D. Now I need a whole step. So up to E here. I need another whole step. But there's only a half step from E to F. So the same principle is going to apply here. I have to use the F letter, A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C sharp, D, E, now F sharp, because we're going to jump right over that F natural because we need a whole step here. So I'm on an F sharp. That puts G right here, but I need another whole step. So G sharp. And then my last half step, there's that 12th fret, the octave of the open A string. And there we go. So A major has 3 sharps. C sharp, well, let me count all these out here. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and we're back to A. Let's try the key of E. I'll do this on the 6th string. So if E is our root, then we need to go a whole step, of course, for our first move from the first to the second notes. So the same kind of thing we did with A, we'll go to the 2nd fret here. That's a whole step up from the open string. So E, this would be F. So I need a whole step. My letter's got to be an F, but it can't be an F natural. Got to be an F sharp. So right away in the key of E, we have 1 sharp, which is F sharp. Now I need another whole step here, but there's my G, so we're going to have a G sharp here. Then a half step, this will take me to A. Now I need a whole. There's B, whole step from A to B. I need another whole step here, but that B to C pair for the natural notes is only the half step, so I've got to make this a C sharp. Making that a C sharp, I need another whole step. This is D right here, so we have a D sharp. Then our last half step takes us to the octave of E, the octave above where we started. So the key of E, we have E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and back to E. Let's do one more of these starting on a natural note, and then I'll get a little bit trickier. Let's see. Let's do the key of G. Really common key for guitar. So are E and A, but actually I'll do this on the open string. You can do it either way. Starting here on G or open G. So I'll start on the open G like I did with the E and the A. So here's our G. There's our root. So we got to go a whole step to the 2nd note. There is a whole step from G to A, so that's good. We need another whole step here. It is a whole step from A to B, so that's fine. Now I need a half step. There is naturally a half step from B natural to C natural, so that's all good. Now I need another whole. That takes me to D. Another whole. There's my E. Now the last whole step, remember there's only a half step between E and F, so I need a whole step. This has got to be an F sharp. And then last half step takes us back to G. So the key of G only has 1 sharp, which is F sharp. Now, one that's a little bit trickier, I'm going to do the key of F here. So I'll do this on the 1st string. So 1st fret here is F. There's our root note, so we go our whole step. That takes us to G. Now we need another whole. We're on an A. Now we need a half. So we went F, G, A. Now our next letter name has to be B. We've got to go in alphabetical order. But B itself is here. So this has to be a B flat. So the sharp raises a note by a half step and a flat lowers a note by a half step. So F, G, A, B flat. Now B is here, which puts C there because there's only a half step between B natural and C natural. I need a whole step here, so C is good to go. Then I need another whole. That takes me to D. Another whole step takes me to E. And my last half step, we're back to F, an octave above where we started. So the key of F has one flat, which is B flat. That one's a little bit different. That's the only key that contains flats that isn't itself a flat key, like E flat, A flat, the key of E flat or A flat. So those get a little trickier yet. Maybe I'll tackle some more complex keys in another video, but I hope this helps. This has seemed to help a lot of my students over the years kind of just understand things a little bit better, how key signatures work, which then helps to understand all the rest of music theory. Feel free to contact me if you're interested in private lessons. Have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.